Today we're testing a new foundation. So I really wanted to test a new foundation and I had you guys vote, and you guys voted for the Rare Beauty True to Myself Natural Matte Longwear Foundation. I got mine in the shade 4 because I wanted to get shade 2 and it was sold out. So I went with shade 4, but I actually think that that's going to work out just fine. Shade 4 is Fair Neutral. It's Neutral Peach. So we'll see. This foundation retails for $38 and it's available in 48 shades. Here is the shade range. So without further ado, let's get to testing. So like usual with my testing videos, I'm going to use all of my normal makeup products that I would typically use. So I'm first just gonna prep my skin. Okay, now let's get into it. I did think that this was like a fully round bottle and it is not. It's like a half circle, which I think is really fun and interesting. It does have a lock on the back, which I also think is pretty cool. You can lock and unlock it, and then it is just a pump. Oh my gosh, I have not pumped this. That was like the fastest thing in the world. I haven't done this in a while, but we are going to test it with a sponge and a brush because it's a matte foundation. I always think those are good to test both ways. So on my right side, I'm going to do a brush, and on my left side, a sponge. I have dry skin, so one of the things I'm looking for is, does it cling to my dry patches? And I'm really not seeing it clinging to dry patches. Honestly, I feel like it looks really good. You can probably tell that the side with the sponge does look a bit dewier than the side with the brush, but honestly I think I may prefer the brush side just because we did lose some coverage, which is as to be expected. I definitely think the shade match works perfectly for me. I think this is definitely my shade, so I'm glad that the other shade was sold out. Otherwise I might have wound up with not the right shade. It is matte, but it doesn't feel like horribly drying. But you know, my skin does not look dewy or anything right now. It does look a bit like one-dimensional and flat. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup. I always just use all of my favorite products so that I can see how they work with the new foundation, and I'll let you know my final thoughts. Okay, so my makeup's done. I definitely think everything blended really nicely on top of the foundation, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not wowed. For $40, I feel like it's nothing special. I see that it says it's a self-priming, self-setting foundation, but I mean, it was definitely still tacky to the touch before like using setting powder or setting spray or anything. Personally, would never go out with my foundation unset because that just feels wrong. I do feel like my skin looks pretty nice, but it really just feels like your run-of-the-mill foundation. I find it a little boring. Max Factor Pan Stick, that was something different. That was wow. It blended like butter just right into my skin. The e.l.f. Halo Glow, I absolutely adore that foundation. It makes my skin look so healthy. This made my skin look dull. Before putting everything else on, my skin looked dull and flat. And I know it's a matte foundation, so it's not particularly made for me. I have matte foundations that I still don't feel like make my skin look dull and flat. Personally, I think if you like matte foundations and you care more about like names, you know, the name of the brand and it being more expensive, then you probably would really like this. But I think I can find a very similar formula way cheaper. I do like it better than the other Rare Beauty foundation. I can't remember what that one's called. I'll put a picture right here. I do like this better than that. I recently got rid of that foundation because I almost never used it because it felt extremely heavy on my skin. So if you did not like that foundation as much, you would probably like this one a lot better because this one definitely is a lot lighter on the skin than the other one. The other one to me felt very, very heavy and very cakey, which is why I didn't use it very often at all. If you guys want to see a foundation that's really good for dry skin that's way cheaper than this, I will link that video down below for you guys. I think that's all for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I may check back in in a little bit for a little bit of a wear test. It is fairly late. It is 7 o'clock at night right now, so it probably won't be a very long wear test, but I will try and check back in and let you guys know how it's wearing on my skin. Hello, I'm checking back in. It's only been like 3 hours. It's like my bedtime. I mean, it looks okay so far. Worn where my glasses are, but that's as to be expected. Pretty much every foundation does that. It's really not caking up underneath my lip. That cakes up really quickly for me, so I mean that's good. And then I don't think there's much caking around my nose either. I don't know. My first impression is definitely still that I don't think it's all that impressive, and I don't know that it's worth $40. I've tested plenty of other matte foundations that I enjoyed, so, and I mean, I'll keep using it and we'll see. My opinion might change. I might decide that this is like the best foundation ever. I doubt it, but we'll see. And if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel while you're here. I would greatly appreciate that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!